Today, I want to talk to you about how to get clarity. So many times I see agents thinking that they need to take on the world. Let's face it, you probably, if you're a solo agent, you're probably wearing the CEO hat, you're wearing the marketing hat, you're wearing the ops manager hat, you're the salesperson, you're the driver, you're the printer. I mean, you're all of it. And what that leads to is a lot of start and stops and a lot of open loops and projects that just don't get completed. So I'm going to go through the 4 disciplines of execution, which is one of my favorite books, only I'm not going to do this one as a book review. I'm going to give you some practical examples of how you can implement the 4 disciplines of execution into your business so that you can have a greater lift on your goals and your results. So let's start by talking about the whirlwind versus your goals, okay? Your goals are the activities that are important to you, the end result that you want to get. Unfortunately, if life went as planned, we would all hit our goals. But what happens? The whirlwind happens. The whirlwind is the day-to-day thing. So as an agent, it's like, I got to drop off the lockbox, I got to pick up the sign, I've got to write this contract, I've got to do. It's the stuff that is very reactive in your business and calls for your attention. Now, here's the thing. The whirlwind has to happen. We can't ignore the whirlwind. It has to happen. But what we do need to do is focus on the goals. And how do we do that, right? Well, that's what I'm going to talk to you about. So the first discipline of execution is what he says in the book, to focus on the WIG, or the wildly important goal. And he's going to help you identify what the wildly important goals are. But the first thing is to focus on the wildly important goal. And this is how you break it down. The most important thing that you do that's going to help you win the war, right? So you pick, and the question that you ask yourself, this is the question that you're going to ask yourself. If every other area of our operation remained at its current level of performance, what is the one thing that we could change that would have the greatest impact? So the author suggests that you spend 15 to 20% of your time working on the WIG, or that wildly important goal. The other 20% of the time, or the other 80% of the time, is going to be spent in the whirlwind, right? The day-to-day stuff that has to get done. So the first thing that you need to make sure to do is to spend 15 to 20% of your time working on the WIG. And here's the cool part. It's called the 80-20 rule. So the WIG, the 80-20 rule goes like this. The highest predictors of goal achievement are in the 80-20 activities that are identified and codified into individual actions. They will give you that 80% output, meaning 20% of the activities you do will give you 80% of the output that you're looking for. But the problem is that most of you are spending your time in the whirlwind, and that's not going to give you the reach that you need towards your goals. So priority number 1, focus on the WIG, those wildly important goals. Discipline number 2, this one helps you focus on the wildly important goal, and that's called act on the lead measures, right? So there are leading measures and lagging measures, and the book does an incredible job going over what's a leading measure and a lagging measure. The easiest way that I can describe it to you is a lagging measure tells you if you're going to hit the goal, right? Like you hit the goal. So in real estate, it's GCI, units, and volume, right? We hit a certain number of units, we hit a number of GCI. That's the lagging measures. That's going to show you if you're going to hit the goal. Lead measures are the activities that you're doing that are going to influence if you hit the goal, right? So in real estate, that's how many conversations did I have? How many appointments did I go on, right? Those are some of the lead measures. So in discipline number 2, you're going to focus on the lead measures because your activities that are your leading indicators of success are the part of that 80-20 rule, right? 20% gives you an 80% output. So you want to make sure that you're tracking your lead measures every single day to know if you're more likely to hit your goal. I always like to use a really simple example would be weight loss, right? So if your goal is to lose X amount of pounds, right? What would you do? The lag measures would be 5 pounds, 10 pounds lost, whatever it is, right? The leading measures, there's only a couple things: diet and exercise. So as somebody who would be focusing on the lead measures, they'd be focusing on their diet and they'd be focusing on exercise because those are the indicators of success. The third discipline is to have a compelling scoreboard. This means that you've got to track what you're doing. If you don't know how many appointments you're going on, if you don't know how many people you're talking to, it's going to be really hard to know if you're going to hit that goal because those are your leading indicators. So have a scoreboard up. Have something that you look at every single day that tells you, am I winning? Am I on the right track? And make it visual and make it compelling and updated every single day. The last discipline is to have a cadence of accountability. And this one's super important, right? That means that if you don't hit your lead measures, you gotta tell someone about it, right? Find a mentor, find an accountability partner. In fact, I highly recommend that you have a coach or a mentor or an accountability partner. And you absolutely declare, these are the lead measures, this is the outcome, how much X by Y that I am committed to. And when you do that, what will happen is you will find yourself getting to your goals faster, and you will be more likely to get to your goals because you're not stuck in the whirlwind. So to summarize, get out of the whirlwind, focus 15 to 20% of your time on the wildly important goal. Focus on the lead measures, track them, have a scoreboard, and then get yourself an accountability partner so that you actually do what you say you're gonna do.